Episode 298. The lava graveyard map shares some similarities with the bone burial grounds. Stone coffins, tombstones, and withered trees are the primary features of the scene. The key difference is that the entire map is carved up by trenches into dozens of landmasses, large and small, and what flows through these trenches isn't water, it's searing, molten lava. If a player falls in, they'll immediately take burning damage. Even if they jump right back out, the damage will persist for 5 seconds. These lava channels vary in depth and width. Players must be careful not to fall in at any time. And Ling Ling Kill, who vanished just moments ago on flat ground, clearly made a misstep and plunged straight into the lava channel. Jiang Yu and the others simply hadn't considered such a basic blunder, which is why they'd all ended up looking like a bunch of ghosts. Once they saw the guy's frantic movements and the flames on his body, how could they not figure it out?
He actually fell into the lava? Is this guy an idiot?
Jiang Yu's sharpshooter said.
It might just be a mistake.
Jiang Yu's striker simply couldn't believe it.
And to make the same mistake twice in a row?
The blade master on Jiang Yu's side said.
Anything is possible.
Alright, enough talk. Just don't get careless.
Zhang Jinji, who had remained silent until now, finally spoke up, issuing a direct attack order.
X formation. Fist fighter and sharpshooter on the left. Blade master and mage on the right. 10 paces apart.
The X formation took shape, looking just like the 5-dot tile in Mahjong. Now their 5 strikers and blade masters took the front, left and right. The sharpshooter and elementalist, the 2 ranged fighters, held the rear. The 4 swiftly formed a square with sides 10 paces long, while Zhang Xinji's cleric stood right in the center.
Advance.
At Zhang Xinji's command, the 5 charged forward as one, their formation unbroken. Zhang Xinji held the center, his gaze locked on the opposing 5's every move. On the opposing side, Ye Shu initially saw Lin Lingsha charge straight in. He quickly called out to stop her, only to watch as the guy, on his way back, slipped and fell right into the lava. It took him 2 jumps to finally scramble back out. The clinging lava continued to burn away his health. Ye Shu quickly had Lord Grimm move in and use the unspecialized healing skill on him.
This guy doesn't look like much.
Ye Shu sighed. Running into a master player at random was like hitting the jackpot, and that kind of luck clearly wasn't so easy to come by.
Bro, you're in quite a hurry.
Huang Shaotian's Liu Mu leaned in with a grin. The assassin Lin Lingsha seemed to have finally steadied her nerves. Watching her health get restored, she let out a long sigh of relief.
Didn't the master just yell to hurry up?
Remember that voice. No matter what that person says, don't you listen to a word of it.
Damn, who is that guy?
The one right next to you.
Ling Lingsha's gaze shifted pointedly, sweeping over Huang Shaotian and Liu Mu before she said,
Level 27. If you don't know what you're doing, rookie, don't just shout orders.
What the hell? You're the damn noob, calling me a noob.
Alright, quiet down. Get ready, everyone. The enemy's coming.
At Ye Shu's words, the 2 immediately fell silent. Swinging their views around, they saw the opposing 5 had indeed begun to move. They fanned out and charged straight forward, making no attempt at concealment. On a map like the Tomb of Yanrong, there really isn't any way to advance stealthily. Things like tombstones can only provide occasional cover at best.
X-Jung, what's the plan?
Huang Shaotian asked.
Straight down the middle.
Perfect, straightforward and brutal, just crush them.
It's not that simple.
Ye Shu smiled. For Huang Shaotian and Su Mucheng, the phrase head straight down the middle was clear enough. But for Baozi and the others, he opted for a more straightforward explanation.
Follow me.
Baozi instantly got the hint, leaping out to follow closely at Lord Grimm's side.
Watch your step. Don't fall into the crevice.
Ye Shu reminded them again, a team with uneven skill levels was a hassle. You had to spell everything out. Both teams charged toward the center of the map, leaping over countless pits of quicksand that blocked their path. This simple act, however, starkly revealed the difference in their skill levels. Assassin Zero Sand was clearly not a seasoned expert. Haunted by the memory of falling into a pit, he moved with extreme caution. While the others flowed seamlessly from run to jump, he would slow down just before a pit, carefully position himself, and only then leap across. Naturally, he fell behind in no time. In contrast, Tyrannical Ambition's 4 players operated at the same level. Their formation rose and fell in sync, holding firm without a hint of disorder. Zhang Xinji's skill was superior, but he naturally knew how to adapt to the team.
Slow down.
Just after passing a certain point, Ye Shu noticed the issue. He quickly signaled the team to slow down. The group inched forward, adjusting their pace to match Ling Ling Shaw's speed, moving at a crawl. Zhang Xinji missed no detail, meticulously analyzing their every move. Zhang Yu and his crew could clearly see their opponent's movement speed was inferior to their own, a direct result of their lack of finesse in navigating this complex terrain. As a result, Zhang Yu's team's morale soared, and they began leaping about with glee.
Watch the artillery zone.
As the two sides drew near, the moment they entered the launcher's potential attack range, Zhang Xinji immediately issued a warning. Though Windward Mist on the other side hadn't made a move, every member of Tyrannical Ambition was already on high alert. Lord Grimm and his team's positions seemed chaotic, but the closer they got, the more they converged toward the center. Zhang Xinji instantly spotted the pattern and urgently called out, 2 up front, 3 in the back. If these instructions had been shouted at Tang Ru or Steamed Bun, they would have been utterly lost. But Zhang Yu and his 3 veteran teammates, even if they weren't pro players, knew this stuff cold. At the command, the Blade Master and Brawler up front halted and merged toward the center, while the Sharpshooter and Mage from the rear closed in, taking up positions flanking the Cleric, Yi Weiyang.
They're facing off.
I see it. The launcher is ready.
Su Mucheng's launcher, Windward Smoke, had its cannon raised. She was in range, but Ye Shu still hadn't given the order to fire. The distance between them shrank, leaving only one final river of magma between them. Every move was now crystal clear. No one spoke. The only sounds were the churning magma, the hiss of its bubbles, and the steady closing footsteps. Both Ye Shu and Zhang Xinji stared intently at each other's movements. As they closed the distance, the launcher's attack range was entered, then the sharpshooters, and finally, the elementalists. No one moved, no one attacked. Both sides were waiting for the perfect moment, a fleeting opening to be seized. Whoever grasped it first would gain the upper hand. If you only react after seeing your opponent's move, the only reaction left is to dodge.
Fire.
Take cover.
2 commands came in rapid succession. One, a silent text within the team, the other shouted aloud, separated by less than a second. The muzzle of Wind Howl's smoke screen flashed, jolting twice in quick succession. 3 anti-tank shells screamed forth, flying in a single line to maximize their attack width. The Tyrannical Ambition players had been focusing on the launcher. The moment the cannon's muzzle flashed, Zhang Xinji shouted an order. The team in the 2-3 formation instantly split left and right. The anti-tank shells shot through the gap between the diverging squads, and the 5 players smoothly took up their new positions. But Lord Grimm, Lu Mu, Steamed Bun Invasion, and Ling Ling Kill had already charged at the enemy's left flank, ready to leap over the lava. Uncle Win's smokescreen unleashed another laser cannon, blasting towards the enemy's right flank. The Tyrannical Ambition squad was momentarily split in 2. Seizing this opening, Ye Shu and his team aimed to exploit their brief numerical advantage and swiftly eliminate Zhang Xinji's cleric.